Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to share with you and compare my Speedy 25 Trifecta. So if you guys know and have been watching me, you will know that I recently picked this one up and we have been back from the beach a week. So I've carried this bag all week and I carried it all week while we were at the beach. So honestly, this is the longest I've been in one bag in forever. So I've been in this bag almost 2 weeks and I love it. I don't know how I'm ever gonna put you back on the shelf. I'm in love with this bag and I'm going to go over my Speedies, share with you what I think about each one of them, and I do find them quite different yet similar. So if you want to hear what I have to say, stick around. All right guys, I always forget to ask you guys to subscribe. Please subscribe if you're on here right now and you're watching me, even if you never watch me again. Just click that little subscribe button, okay? Because it doesn't cost you anything. It just means the world to me. Okay, now that that's over with. All right, so let me share with you my Speedies. All right, guys, here is my monogram Speedy and my azure Speedy and my ebene Speedy. Okay, the first one that I ever got was the monogram because I love monogram. And this charm actually was purchased, well, here's another Speedy that I have that I never carry because it's a Speedy 30. Look at the size difference. Now, I love this. I just wish it were a 25. And I've thought about selling it. It's very sentimental. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just have the worst time. And then my daughter was like, no, you can't sell my bags. I'm like, excuse me? Anyway, guys, I guess I'll hang on to it. But this one is a bandolier. I might try to carry this and just carry it without the strap because I don't like a Speedy bandolier. That's just me. I think most people really do prefer the bandolier, so you can have the options. But when it comes to a Speedy, I just like them, the classic Speedy, you know, handheld, crook of the arm kind of thing. Now, this is the first one that I ever got, and I used to have a Speedy bandolier in the size 30 and I sold it because I didn't like it. But when I purchased this one, this charm right here was the first Louis Vuitton charm that I ever got. Isn't it gorgeous? It still looks brand new. It was purchased with this bag and it's always been on this bag, actually on this side of this bag. Now she's living here on my monogram bag because I definitely use this one a lot more. So let me just show you my charms before I get into the comparison. So yes, this is the first charm. This is the second charm I ever got, and this is the second Speedy 25 I ever got. So that's the facets charm. And then recently, when I picked this up, I also got the charm at the same time. So these are the only 3 charms from Louis Vuitton I've ever had. I love Louis Vuitton charms and I'd like to get a few more, but they're so expensive. I mean, everything at Louis Vuitton is expensive, but I really have a hard time spending that kind of money for charms. But once you do it, you've got it. And you know, this one I remember years and years ago was $5.50. I don't really know what this charm is now, but I remember when I got it, I thought I had lost my freaking mind. But I love them. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the comparison and let me tell you how I feel about these bags. I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about the Speedy 25 in monogram. All right, so this, I think, of all the bags, probably is the most classic, although, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the ebene was the first print from Louis Vuitton. Did I say baton? Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton. But this to me is just iconic, Louis Vuitton, and this is, I guess I've had this one probably about, I actually got this one when they started doing the chaps, these puffy chaps, because as I stated before, I did have a bandolier and I got rid of it and it was flat, but these are the puffy chaps. Look at the fascetta, okay? It looks beautiful. I've used this bag quite a bit. So it does have honey patina on it, and I'm looking to see if I can see any water droplets on it. I think that the last time I carried it, yes, I don't know if it's gonna show on the very top, but I don't think it's showing. It was raining and I was rushing to get into the car, and I did get a little water droplet on it. I'm not really as afraid of fascetta as I once was, because once it develops that beautiful honey patina, it's okay, it's fine. It's just when it's really white, you know, that's when you could really spot it up. But honestly, I don't worry about it. And as many times as I've carried this bag, right there is the little spot. And it's not showing up at all. But I feel like the monogram is just, you know, some people really aren't up on Louis Vuitton, so they may not know what the azure is or the ébène, but most people do know what this canvas Louis Vuitton is. So to me, this seems to be the most iconic one of all of them. And I do have a organizer inside of this one. It's a pink organizer, I think by Zumoni. I do have an organizer inside of it, and I do need to order one, a red one, for my newest Speedy, because one of the cons with a Speedy, even if it's a smaller Speedy, a 25 Speedy, it holds a lot of stuff. So if you don't have some kind of organizer, you're just always going to be digging. Like, I went to the store today and I literally had to pull out several things to find my wallet, and it never fails. Whatever it is I'm looking for is always in the very bottom of the bag. So I think the number one thing that I would say about the monogram Speedy is that it is the most recognizable and the most iconic looking bag. I think it's the most iconic bag of all of them. In comparison to this one, this is the second one that I ever got. And you know, I never even got an organizer for it. I just have some stuffing in it. But I may go ahead and order 2 organizers for my other 2 Speedies, because I just don't like to pull them out. I like to put it in there and let it live there. That's kind of how I am with the charms. But I would say this is pretty much an all year round bag, except, well, who am I kidding? In Alabama, it rains all the time. I was going to say in the winter when it's sleeting and snowing, we don't get a lot of that. We get sleet. But it rains all the time. So this bag, I use it quite a bit. And I would use it year round if the weather permits, okay? So, but this bag, the azure, I think it's a beautiful spring and summertime bag, and I never use it. I never reach for it in the winter time, okay? To me, azure is so fresh looking and so pretty. Again, my fascetta looks great. It's the puffy chaps. This one was made in France. So with my azure pieces, I don't have a lot of azure, and I really want to add more azure. I have never worried about color transfer. I have had that big artsy, the azure artsy, for years, and I've never gotten any transfer on it. And I spray my bags like once a year with Apple Guard. Usually in the spring, I'll take them outside and I will spray them. I'll let it dry and do a second coat. Now, some people, they just don't do that, but I do. I spray mine, and I've never had a problem with my azure. But for me, the main difference between this and the monogram, to me, this is a spring and summer bag, and I think it's so pretty when you're wearing a white outfit, a little sundress. And even though they're the same bag, I feel like this one's dressier. Like, neither one of them are like really dressy bags like a Capucine, but out of the 2 bags, this one, because it's lighter, it just seems dressier. This one is just, to me, more casual, and the Ebene as well. But as far as the differences go, they're the same bag. It's just, I consider this to be more a spring and summer bag. Even with my Azure Artsy, I do tend to carry it in the summertime. I carried it quite a bit this summer. I probably won't reach for it again. I might carry it another time or two before fall, and then I won't carry it again until next spring. So to me, Azure is beautiful in the spring and summer. So I'm going to put these bags over here. All right, this is the newest one, and I couldn't be happier to have it. And like I said, I am going to change out of it tonight. It's been almost 2 weeks. Now, I am planning to buy an organizer. It's still a little wrinkly. This one was really bad when I first got it. And you can see it's still there. Maybe it'll come out one of these days. I really doubt it. I really think it's there to stay. Why do they fold them? I don't understand why Louis Vuitton folds them. But anyway, if somebody knows, please tell me. Yes, this bag here, to me, is a year-round bag. Now you might say, well, why do you think the Azure is for spring and summer and the Ebene is year-round? Well, I just think that this bag is such a workhorse. Even if it's pouring down rain, you're having, you know, spring showers, grab this bag. This bag, honestly, I think you could just you could put rocks inside of it and use it as a lethal weapon to ward off an attacker, and you couldn't damage this bag. I mean, it's really a durable bag, and it has this beautiful dark chocolate. I just love it. And I'm going to admit something. When I was in Louis Vuitton and I chose this bag, I wanted a pink charm because I love brown and pink together. This was actually my second choice. I love it though because I don't see this charm a lot, but I wanted there was another charm that I wanted, and it had a pink flower, and I may have to go back and get it because I have thought about it ever since, because it was a bigger charm than this one. I chose this one because it was about $175 cheaper. And I'm happy with it, but I keep thinking about the pink charm. And then I think it would be so pretty, the chocolate brown and the pink together. This is definitely a workhorse. I think that, yeah, it's probably a more fall and winter bag, but I feel like I will and can use it all year around. And again, this one's crinkled up, and most of them come like that, but it doesn't bother me. That's just the nature of the game, I guess. The nature of the beast. I don't know. Is that even a saying? Did I just make that up? I don't know. But I do know that they fold them flat, and then you unfold them, and then it just takes some time. But as long as I've had the monogram one, it's still pretty messed up because it came to me and it had a really bad crease right there, and you can still see. And I just don't think it's ever going to come out. You see where they folded it? It's just like stuck that way. So, and I do have an organizer, so that's just the way they are. I mean, it's kind of like they say about the Cartier Love bracelet. If getting scratches on them bothers you, don't get it. And the same thing, kind of like a Speedy, if this type of thing bothers you, maybe it's not the bag for you. But it doesn't bother me. That's just the way they are. But I would consider this more of a fall and winter bag. It's definitely a workhorse, and I will also use it in the summer, as I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. But I do think out of all the bags, the prettiest one has to be this one. I do feel like it's dressier just because it's a lighter color. I don't know. Is that me, or I don't know. What do you guys think? I just wanted to compare these. And I'm so happy to have them. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look how beautiful. What do you guys think? Which one is your favorite? I'm dying to know. Let me know in the comments section below. Which bag do you like? Do you like the Azure? Do you like the Ebene? Boy, this is heavy. Or do you like the monogram? I love them all. I love them all. And I would have to say, this is the most beautiful, but this one is probably my favorite. Not because it's the newest, just because, I don't know, I love it. I just think it's such a beautiful bag. So I have a lot of stuff in it. A lot of stuff. So see how it is? If you don't have an organizer, you just have things just thrown down in your bag like that. And you just have to dig, dig, dig until you find what you're looking for. And normally that doesn't bother me, but when you're standing in line to pay and you can't find your wallet, and then you're even thinking, is it even in here? That can be annoying. So that's really all I have to share with you today. Please continue to pray for my mom. She's not doing great. She has good days and bad days. She just could use your prayers. And also Drew, he's doing really well. So he's gained up to about 10 pounds, 10 ounces, and he's a beautiful baby. So I'm gonna put some pictures of Drew at the very end of this video so you can see he had his very first photo shoot. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna be America's top baby model. If somebody sees these pictures, they would probably choose him because he's just the most beautiful little baby. And yes, I'm a little biased. But anyway, you guys, I love you all so much. Please subscribe, help get me to 6,000 subscribers, and I'll be back in a couple of days. Peace.